Biden administration plans to push U.S. oil and gas companies to significantly cut their methane emissions. The decision comes out of this past weekend's big United Nations climate summit held in Dubai. WRAL climate change reporter Liz McLaughlin joining us in studio now. Liz, why are they specifically targeting methane?
Well, Lena, we often talk about carbon in the climate change conversation, but methane can have more than 80 times the planet warming power of carbon dioxide. It's the main component of natural gas and a byproduct of fossil fuel drilling. And the U.S. is actually the world's largest oil producer. This weekend, EPA Administrator Michael Regan announced that for the first time, the federal government would require oil and gas producers to detect and fix methane leaks. The new rule is expected to slash methane emissions by nearly 80% through 2038. That's cutting about 58 million tons of methane from escaping into the atmosphere. That is the equivalent of taking more than 300 million gas-powered cars off the road for an entire year. 50 major oil and gas companies, including Exxon, signed a pledge to cut their methane emissions by the end of the decade. Many are celebrating the commitment, including advocates at Moms Clean Air Force.
That's really significant. And then on top of that, what it's going to do is reduce other harmful pollutants. And so it can prevent up to 97,000 cases of asthma and 35,000 lost school days a year. So for children, this is going to be really important for their health.
And I spoke with Megan Miles with Duke Energy today. She said the utility is still reviewing the rule, but that it plans to use technology to reduce methane leaks on its systems and aims to reach net zero methane emissions for its natural gas business by 2030.
I think a lot of people would be surprised that the federal government doesn't already detect and fix or require these oil companies to detect and fix methane leaks.
A lot of utilities do it on their own, Lena, but it was not been a requirement until now, and that's one of the biggest sources of these emissions.